Another thing, actually, you talked about like six packs and stuff. I had that too at one point. That obviously, I started seeing, as a teenager, I started seeing like depictions of male physiques in popular culture. It's like, oh, okay, that's what I have to look like. And also the idea that if I had a six pack, then finally girls would like me, of course, right?
Yeah. For me, it was watching like Playing with Action Man.
Oh, really?
Action Man and G.I. Joes and stuff. And these guys had serious guns.
Yeah.
They had that sort of weird bulge in the middle of the bicep and the tricep, that little bit that comes out. I'm like, I didn't even know that muscle existed.
Does it exist? Do you have?
Yeah, it's like some people, they have like a bicep that it gets so big that there's this middle bit that pushes out, but only when people are absolutely shredded. Okay. But apparently all these guys, I learned from a young age, all men should have that.
Yeah, all men should have
that. And I never did. I was like, what's going on here? There's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's carry on.
Yeah, so yeah, I definitely had that as well at some point. And I did, at one point, I did a pretty crazy like training program and cut so that I did get to the point where I had a six pack, like an undeniable, crisp six pack, right? And it was miserable, by the way. It's like I was just obsessed with food. All I could think of was food, right? Because I had just been on a caloric deficit for so long. But anyway, but it was also, I felt like I'm glad I did that, because I proved to myself I could do this, okay? But here's the thing. If you come from the frame is, I must have a six pack, I must be super ripped, because that's how people will love me and respect me and all this kind of stuff, then yes, what might happen is if you develop true self-acceptance, you might not have a six-pack and be okay with that, right? You might find that I don't care about having a six-pack. And your present you was attached to the importance of having a six-pack. Is like, no, I don't want to become the guy who doesn't have a six-pack and doesn't care. I want to be the guy who has a six-pack. But here's the thing, right? So this is basically where I am now, right? I think that, so right now I'm in a pretty good shape. I'm not in any worse, I'm certainly in better shape than when I was shaming myself. But also, I don't have a six pack and I have no plans of having one. Because here's the thing. There's a level deeper, right? On the one hand, you can say, oh, well, you just, you kind of just fooled yourself. What's the real key is, don't you want the six pack? And you're just in some kind of delusion where you're feeling good about yourself, but you don't have a six pack, so you're actually a loser, right?
Dude, yeah, there's so many people that take that line with it. Whereas if you talk to them and say, you know what, I don't really mind anymore, they're like, don't you mind? Or have you just given up on your goals?
Exactly.
It's
just given up. But here's the thing, look, there's something beyond that. It's like, why did you want the six pack? So, well, you wanted people to look at you and be like, oh, this guy's hot. You wanted, probably, if you're a guy, you wanted a six-pack, basically you wanted to have sex with women, right? Most likely, or sex with men, depending on what you prefer. But it's like, you want to get laid. That's usually a big driving factor in having a six-pack. Okay, well, I can get laid. I'm attractive to women, right? That's not a problem. So I have the thing that you actually wanted. I don't have the six-pack, but I have the reason why you wanted the six-pack, right? So that's also interesting to explore. And also, it's like, okay, you want to look good. Dude, I look good enough, like whatever. And you want to be attractive to your preferred gender, check. You want to be respected by other people? Yeah, sure. I don't need a fucking six-pack to be respected by people, right? Yeah. So if you think one step further at why do I want these things, then yeah, you can totally have that with total self-acceptance, and you don't have to be on a starvation diet the entire time.
This is the thing. For me, it's always intuitively felt like self-acceptance and being at peace with who you are is the thing that sort of transcends all of these other achievements, right? And I had this conversation with a friend a few years ago about money. He wanted to be a millionaire. And I was like, all right, sure. I was like, do your thing. Like, his line was, everyone should be trying to be a millionaire. And I was like, right. And because I don't really care about that. It's like, you're kidding yourself. And I was thinking, no, dude, what I'm trying to do here is reach a point where I'm just totally at peace with myself. And then it's like he couldn't fathom that as being desirable at all. He's like, yeah, but well, where does that get you? What does that give you? And I was like, Jesus, we're not going to get anywhere in this conversation, are we? Because I was like, for me, a great state to be in is that state of, it seems to be more important than any achievement on the external.
Yeah.
But obviously in this case, it's the six-pack thing. And just to support what you just said, yeah, it's one of the reasons why I stopped being a personal trainer, because I recognized that people, I was working with a lot of people that wanted to get six-packs and stuff, and I was like, yeah, let's all get six-packs. And I just recognized that actually there's just loads of people that feel inadequate and they want to be attractive and they actually feel unattractive and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, it's the thing that you think the six-pack's going to give you that you're actually seeking.
And so, I think this serves as a really good example, because also note that we're not saying that when you achieve self-acceptance, you'll just be like morbidly obese because you don't care about your physique anymore. Because like I said, I still want to be stronger and more capable and better at moving and so on and so forth. And yeah, it's just because I don't have like the paper thin skin on top of my abs, like I have adequately visible abs. Like what more do you want? It's, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like this extreme black or white. It's not that you're either all in and you're just a self-hating six-pack haver, or you're just a complete slob, right? It's that there is a path where you really, like you said, it's like you can eat your cake and have it too. It's like you can still pursue your important goals, including your fitness goals. You can still look good and so on and so forth. And it doesn't have to be driven by any kind of self-hatred.